이벤트 2.04 시간이야. 정말 신나겠지? 엄청 시끄러울 거거든. 좋아, 가자. 네가 아스트라야? 실력 좀 볼까? 너 꽤 독특하구나. 먼저 X 스킬 천상계 형상. 주 공격으로 맵 어디에든 아스트라가 별을 설치할 수 있어. 별은 F로 소멸시킬 수 있고, 이때 짧은 연막이 생성돼. 연막을 길게 쓰고 싶어? 그러면 이 스킬로 별을 활성화시켜봐. 성운이 생기니까. 나도 이런 연막 하나 주면 안 될까? 와우! Q 신성 파동! 이거 완전 불꽃놀인데? 터지는 순간 뇌진탕이라니! 너 마음에 들었어? 이번엔 C 스킬 중력의 샘을 볼까? 별을 활성화시키니까 나 느려졌어! 심지어 취약 상태까지! 볼수록 신나네! 궁극기는 이름부터 어마어마한데? 우주장벽이라니! X 스킬의 보조 공격으로 맵에 장벽을 설치할 수 있어. 우주장벽은 탄환을 막고 소리를 흡수하지. 이거 친구들 벽 좀 느끼겠어? 아스트라! 나랑 같이 파티를 열어볼까? 다음은 시스템 업데이트. 드디어 액트 2가 시작돼. 잘하는 친구들은 랭크 레이팅이 조금 감소하고 모두 불멸 상태로 경쟁전을 시작할 거야. 다들 리더보드에 이름을 남기고 싶지? 불멸을 찍고 랭크 레이팅을 꾸준히 올려봐. 우린 해낼 거야. 느껴진대도. 이제 요원을 선택할 때도 게임이 시작되어도 같은 편의 티어가 표시되지 않도록 바뀌었어. 다들 게임에 집중해. 끝나면 티어를 볼 수 있으니까. 자, 마지막 패치 소식이야. 이제 친구들과 함께 랭크 돌리기가 좀 더 수월해졌어. 즐거운 발로란트 파티가 시작되겠는데? 어때? 오늘 패치노트 신났어? 난 너프가 아니라서 좋았어.
첫인상을 잘 남기는 게 중요하지. 자, 날 잘 보라고.
Only time I like that I ever hide from Cause I'm red and blue lights, I don't sing their song Where you at, yeah, where you come from
폭발한다.
Who you wanna become
잘 가.
Move your body, move a leg Everybody here
이게 중력이다.
One to the right, down, one to the left Never stay still, move again
우린 시작도 그 과정도 지켜봤지. 이제 끝낼 차례야. 우리가 이기고 있어.
Anything I want, baby, gonna take that Too much I want, so I'm never leaving Whole team
이번엔 운이 없네.
Protect at all costs, yeah, like a wave cat
다들 진정해. 시간과 공간이라는 건 너의 생각과 완전히 다르거든.
Mr. Bullseye
When a good thing goes and another turns bad, when the best of shows is something we never had. Say me now, would you stay with me a while? Cause when a good thing goes and another turns bad, so please don't break my heart. You will tear me apart. Cause you are my headlight, my flashlight. So please don't break my heart. So please don't break my heart.
It's not fair. Why do I still think about you when you're not here? I'm ruined, but it's stupid, cause it's been 2 years. Saw you moved on with someone new. Thought I did too. It's not. This is what I wanna hear. He's perfect, I deserve this. I'm floating on air, telling my friends that I'm all in, till I find another one and do it again. I'm scared I can't love nobody else. Never gonna feel the way I felt. Something's out of place, know it from the start. I can't feel a thing cause you stole my heart. I'm scared I can't love nobody else. Never gonna feel the way I felt. Something's out of place, know it from the start. I can't feel a thing cause you stole my heart. I like to convince myself he's moving too fast. Excuses, but the truth is I start to hold back. Cause nothing feels good when you've had great. It just ain't the same. Got rid of every trace of you, no replacing you, yeah. Boy, what have you done? I keep running from sure things and good guys. I see you in their eyes, and I can't get you out of my head. I'm scared I can't love nobody else. Never gonna feel the way I felt. Something's out of place, know it from the start. I can't feel a thing cause you stole my heart. I'm not even wishing you were mine, but someone else is just a waste of time. Something's out of place, know it from the start. I can't feel a thing cause you stole my heart. No replacing you. Boy, what have you done? Stole my Driving down the road that I grew up on once again. It's when I pass your door, the memories come back again. Pictures of us flooding back just like a wave. Makes me wonder what happened, what you're up to today. Remember when we stole your mother's car, we drove for days. Teenagers with too many feelings and rage. We were higher than the ceiling, middle fingers to the sky. I remember thinking if I only could stop the time. Way back when.
Altor will get the kill. Tex pulls back, pushes forward. Oh, there you go.
Sick.
Funny.
Picks up one with the Sheriff, Eugene.
Eliminated. This should give them at least some idea. I went for the attempted retake. As Boystorm does get popped, and Lawrence Mo spots one, top mid.
Secret pushed up a little bit further. They didn't overcommit into this. Around the corner, great shot by Jojo. Finds him!
Extra dashing his way in onto the side, manages the final.
It just gets so difficult to deal with. Somebody at, I would hope not.
I mean, if tagged up by the shock dart, Cloudburst coming in, Texture will fall, as does Kelly. Through from Cobra, Secret hold it down the door, manages to find three. Flies in, doesn't have any Leers available. Is he ready for this corner? Yes, he is, with the help of Kelly. Now we'll use the Devour, at least here in guard and Texture. Finding Jojo. Now judge shots flying through, needs to get the headshot, cannot do so, it's just off. Does pull back, Kelly up in heaven now. Finishes off Lawrence and Secret. Come on Gaming, Kia will take out APE Prince. They send them home. See you next time in State.
Welcome back, everyone. We are in the middle of Valorant Masters Korea here. I'm your host, Chobra, joined by our analyst, Ending Life. And we just had a heck of a match for our first match of the day. Of course, it was the deciders match for Group B between APE Prince and Damwon Gaming Kia. What were your overall thoughts on this one?
Well, to be honest, I was very surprised, obviously, on that second map of APE and showing that in such a short time, they were able to prepare such a unique composition for that icebox. But all in all, I think APE Prince at least prove to us and to you guys that, you know, they are going to always continue to improve and try their best, even though they were eliminated today.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate, right? They seem to have the right idea, the right direction overall of where they want to take this team, how they want to grow. Like you mentioned, I mean, this is something, the Viper is something they've like tinkered with in the past, but they even upgraded it even more with additions to the composition, and they made it work. They took that map too, but unfortunately, when they're kind of under pressure, they still falter. We're not seeing the teamwork, the communications come through, and Damwon Gaming Kia will be moving on, of course, to face Vision Strikers in the semifinals tomorrow. That's we'll talk about that tomorrow. There's a lot to
we'll keep that. Yeah, we'll keep that for tomorrow because that is a big one.
Yeah, so let's take a quick look at the bracket. If you're wondering how this all pans out, why are they facing Vision Strikers tomorrow? Well, it's because they're moving up from Group B. So as you can see, we had two groups in Valorant Masters Korea. We had Group A and Group B, double eliminations within the groups. And then the first seeds of each groups were already seeded into the semifinals through their winners matches. And now the second teams from each group will be facing up against the opposite group. So Damwon Gaming Kia up there now against Vision Strikers tomorrow. And now we have TNL Esports versus NUTURN for Group A, and whoever wins this will be facing Muyaho.
Yeah, that is also not a pretty. That is also not an easy opponent to face up on for the semifinals. However, obviously compared to Vision Strikers, NUTURN or TNL, whoever it may be that moves up into the semifinals, you know. They got a little bit of a breathing room.
Yeah. If you had a choice, hey, do you want to play against Vision Strikers or Muyaho? Like, you're probably picking Muyaho no matter what. Yeah. And this isn't anything against Muyaho.
Oh, yeah.
It's just about Vision Strikers. Well, the two teams today playing NUTURN versus TNL. Let's talk about TNL a little bit. Obviously, both of these teams lost to Vision Strikers during this tournament, and now they're here to face off against each other. TNL being the ex-sister team of Vision Strikers.
Exactly. TNL is definitely one of those teams that qualifies, I want to say, to actually, you know, go up against Vision Strikers and throw a few punches, and, you know, they'll take hits. So, like, yeah, they're going to be going up against Muyaho if they win today's match against NUTURN, and I'm pretty sure it's still up in the air. Even the NUTURN did look a little bit stronger throughout this Masters, but TNL, I'm not giving up hopes for them yet.
Yeah, I mean, they seem to have come prepared to this tournament with some of their own strats on Icebox. Now, they did let that split go through against Vision Strikers, which, I mean, I don't know if that was just kind of like a challenge, like, hey, we'll try this out, like, we'll take on the challenge. It did not work out very well for them, if you're wondering. You can go check the VODs for that one. But as you mentioned, I mean, TNL, in the very beginning, they were the rivals of Vision Strikers, right? I mean, they were the ex-sister team. They got second place at First Strike. Now they're faltering a little bit, but as Masters goes on, they're showing that they're coming back into form. Now, of course, their opponents, NUTURN, it's kind of interesting because NUTURN's like the new rivals of Vision Strikers.
Yeah, so the funny thing is, like Chobro was saying, back in the day, it was Vision Strikers and TNL or Quantum Strikers, right? And then back then, NUTURN's name was Pro Party, right? Before they changed orgs, before they got the support. But the funny thing is, when they were Pro Party, they've lost to TNL Esports. They were struggling just during clan battles, and out of nowhere, after First Strike, they come out NUTURN, all good, same players. Maybe I think there was a one roster change, but it doesn't matter. Out of nowhere, they shut down TNL, they shut down everybody else. They have their eyes on only Vision Strikers right now.
Yeah, I mean, they're a completely new team, and like you said, sure, you had one small change in the roster. I mean, is it that one change that has really rippled out into everything, or maybe just something clicked, right? Something clicked as the game started to grow into itself as well. But NUTURN is looking phenomenal. They took Haven off of Vision Strikers on the very first match of Masters Korea. Of course, it was their pick as well, and I mean, it's one of their favorite maps.
It definitely is. And, you know, NUTURN taking away that Haven from Vision Striker gives them the right for the other players to kind of ban Haven against whenever they're playing against NUTURN. And I'm pretty sure today we may see a Haven ban from TNL coming through, but we'll have to see about that later on.
Yeah, it's going to be a little scary. Of course, you mentioned before, these two teams have faced off against each other, but mostly when they were both kind of their previous forms, right? Quantum Strikers versus Pro Party. In the middle, TNL Esports happened, but all of this was before coming into this year. So these records, they're kind of in the past now, and you look at the maps back in the day, TNL Esports took Haven both times, but I don't know if that's going to stay the same today.
This is definitely, don't be fooled by this. Like, this data itself, yes, it's accurate, it's correct. However, right now in the present, this may not be true. This like we may see NUTURN pick Haven and beat them, right? Even though they're 2-0 against TNL, and vice versa. Split may be lost. Even though NUTURN was definitely a lot better than TNL Esports, and Split being one of the smallest maps and one of the maps that has the least potential for any wild card, any crazy new out of the box plays. So that's why we see a lot of people ban it.
Yeah. So again, these records are a bit in the past. They are true, but I don't know how much we want to rely on them.
Yeah.
Of course, if we take a look at the individual win rates for these teams, these matter a little bit more, right? Because these are taking into account all of their matches this year as well. And Haven is still a strong map for TNL.
Yeah. So I'm very.
You're still
worried.
worried about NUTURN.
No, I'm very worried that TNL might be fantasizing that. All right, we know NUTURN is good on Haven. But we've beat them in the past.
Okay.
Our win rate is good. Let's just go for head on.
Is this a deja vu with Vision Strikers? Like we know they're good at Split,
Yeah,
but like how
we
good
know.
can they really be?
Yeah, we'll try it.
That did not end up very well. It's still a pretty boastful win rate though for TNL, and it's something they rely on. But yeah, once again, we're looking at the numbers here for NUTURN, and NUTURN like actively are picking Haven. They're drawing that as the first map. They're making sure they get that first win.
Exactly. So like this UBC Haven being the top. Behind every other map, to be honest, NUTURN has been improving. So the funny thing is, when they were pro party, they, like I said, they were losing a lot of maps. They were losing a lot of matches as well as a whole. But they've been improving. So the scary part is that when you see a team and you notice their improvement every single map, every single round, every second half, right? That's a team that you want to kind of watch out for and avoid what they're improving at. And Haven is definitely one of them.
Yeah, the momentum's going for NUTURN on Haven. Now, Icebox not looking so hot, and TNL has picked that in the past this week. So we'll see if that's left open. But the predictions, I think NUTURN probably going to ban Icebox. Now, for TNL, we're predicting the Haven ban. Are you going to stick with this, or do you think there's some room for change?
So I think this prediction is funny is because this is what I think they should do.
Okay,
on
this
both
is what
sides.
should happen.
Yes,
okay.
on both sides, right? TNL has a little bit more experience on Icebox, has a couple wins. Haven, obviously, regardless of TNL having the 2-0, still NUTURN has improved so much from that. Like, you can't say that, they're the same team from back then. So this is something that I think should happen.
Okay,
but it might not.
I mean, yeah, we've seen some flips before, and we talked about this in the first match. It's kind of a mind game of do we ban what you're strong at, or do we ban like what we're weak at? And there's a bit of a comparison here. And when the game being so new, it's still a lot to consider, right? There's not a long running history for a lot of these teams. There's been some roster changes. Well, speaking of the rosters, let's talk about these players, right? For TNL, it always has to be XE.
Is it XE again?
It has to be. I mean, also, even given their loss against Vision Strikers, he was still popping off. He had an incredible rate for his headshots. His aim was just on point, even though they ended up losing the match.
His aim is always on point whenever they lose or win, right?
Like
when they win, his aim is on point, right? When they lose, his aim is on point. So like, that is let's for the future reference. Whenever TNL comes up and XE comes up as a key player, let's just not like that's a given now. For XE, right? Like probably one of the best head shooter, head clicker, right, in Korea right now individually, and that is why he is the key player. However, he does have the support from Godlike when he plays a Breach in the Sky with the flashes, right? They do have TS, sometimes Ritzy and Echo with the Omen and the Sova. So he's not playing solo.
Right.
That is why he is able to do
I'm
that.
glad you brought up Godlike, because Godlike has some great moments. Like you said, XE is kind of expected to pop off, right? He's expected to be at the top of the kills. But when Godlike pops off, he has the right angles, he's looking for the right people, and his aim's also really good. So if they can work together a little bit, TNL might have a good lead here. On the flip side, NUTURN, it's got to be the MVP of their last match. It has to be Suggest.
Oh my gosh, it's Suggest.
Listen, I mean...
it's Suggest again. Well, anyway,
they're still playing in the kind of same styles, right? Not much has changed. They're growing. But you have to give it to them. I do want to point out, though, Suggest did have some moments in yesterday's match where he was a little sloppy, but he still got the MVP.
Yeah, he was, playing hot potatoes. A
little bit.
I remember that one time with the Frenzy. Yeah, but anyways, Suggest definitely a great shooter as well. He's more known for his quick entry when he's playing the Raze. Also getting a lot of kills when even he's playing the Breach, like midline.
That's the big
back.
one.
Yeah, that's the huge one. So, a lot of props going out to Suggest, but like I mentioned during TNL Esports key player, I mentioned Godlike. Same for NUTURN. I want to mention Solo. So both Godlike and Solo are the in-game leaders. They are doing the shot calling. So I want to give a little bit of props to them while we're on the subject of key players, because these key players, Xe and Suggest, they both, they're able to be named as the key player because of the support of the in-game leader, because of the shot calls that they give and the orders that they follow from their leader.
Okay, so if you want the highlights, right, if you want those frag movies, then be looking at Xe and Suggest. Yeah. But if you really want to look at how these teams function, keep your eye on what Godlike's doing, keep your eye on what Solo's doing. Correct. I agree with Solo. I mean, he had some great moments where you could see the calls he was making. Yeah. It was just visual.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we've been kind of toying with who's going to win this one. What are your thoughts? Who are you picking between TNL and NUTURN?
NUTURN.
NUTURN?
Yeah.
Okay.
Even though I do give a lot of props to TNL, NUTURN. How about you?
I mean, I have to. I know I made it sound like I was surprised, but I'm really not. I have to give it to NUTURN as well. It's just during Masters. I mean, we're in a LAN setting now. We're in this setting where they're playing back-to-back days. You have to consider how good one team is in that moment. And NUTURN has looked so good even in their loss against Vision Strikers.
Exactly. And like you said, good mention on that present, right? Like right now, at this moment, today, in this matchup that we're going to see, NUTURN is definitely a little bit ahead of TNL. But if we were to vote for possibilities of improvement in the future, maybe in a year or a half a year, I would definitely choose TNL in that sense, because, they've been downhill. So when you hit rock bottom, all you have is to go up, right? And TNL definitely has hit rock bottom.
How do you know it? I mean, maybe you start digging, though.
Yeah.
Maybe you hit rock bottom, maybe you
it's concrete, so you can't just dig with the shovel, though.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair. At TNL, I think we had some lower expectations coming into Masters, right? They looked shaky coming in. They barely made it through. They are looking slowly back in form, but NUTURN's momentum right now. And also, I'm just going to go ahead and say I'm privately hoping that NUTURN and Vision Strikers can get that finals rematch. Like, that would be super hype. That's what I'm really gunning for. But NUTURN versus TNL, again, I mean, these teams could be evenly matched. During Masters, NUTURN is probably going to be taking it. This is going to be the deciders match of Group A. After this match, we have our final four of VALORANT Masters Korea. Of course, the loser of this match goes home. The winner moves on into the semifinals versus Muyaho. Don't go anywhere. It's coming right up.
Reaching for your love like it was stars, and now I fall apart. I don't know why you chose to go and break my heart when I needed you most. I don't wanna hold on to stuck somewhere between. There's a million voices, but nobody is making a sound. Seeing your face in every single part of the town. Trying and trying and trying and trying to fight this. 'Cause all I do is think of you. I miss the ways we felt like dominoes. I miss the days of your X's and O's. Before the fire froze over to ice. Back when you looked at me like paradise. Now I fall apart, I don't know why you chose to go and break my heart when I needed you most. I don't wanna hold on to the memories. Got you stuck inside my head like melodies. And I know that you're no good for me. Hate and love is like I'm stuck somewhere between. There's a million voices, but nobody is making a sound. Seeing your face in every single part of the town. Trying and trying and trying and trying to fight this. 'Cause all I do is think of you. All I do is think of you. All I do is think of you.
You are all that I see. You got dynamite. That smile's gonna be the end of me. I bet you taste like chocolate. Can I have it for free? I'm an explosion. That smile's gonna be the end of me. I wanna say something, but you are all that I see. You got dynamite. That smile's gonna be the end of me. I bet you taste like chocolate. Can I have it for free? I'm an explosion. That smile's gonna be the end of me. That smile's gonna be the end of me. I wanna say something, but you are all that I see. You got dynamite. That smile's gonna be the end of me. I bet you taste like chocolate. Can I have it for free? I'm an explosion, and that smile's gonna be the end of me. You cannot lie over a Mai Tai. You cannot lie over a Mai Tai. You cannot lie over a Mai Tai. Let's take each other out. You cannot lie over a Mai Tai. You cannot lie over a Mai Tai. You cannot lie over a Mai Tai. Let's take each other out. 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 Bet you taste like chocolate. Bet you taste like chocolate. I wanna say something, but you are all that I see. You got
And we are back. It is time to get into our second series of the night. The last one here before the semifinals. TNL versus NUTURN. Both squads vying for that final spot in the top 4 to go up against Muyaho. Loser, again, will be going home.
Yeah, this is a big one, and it's going to be, I think, really close, really exciting. Both of these teams, are very good. They're very solid. They're veterans of VALORANT Esports here in Korea. So going back to kind of the Achilles laws of transitive properties here, both of them have played Vision Strikers and Apex People. For NUTURN, they went 1-2 against Vision Strikers, and TNL got 0-2'd by them. And then it was a 2-0 for NUTURN over Apex People and a 2-1 for TNL. So the math tells us
that NUTURN's going to win.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have our predictions up on the screen in just a little bit, but yeah, that's basically where I'm going to be leaning as well. TNL have just been kind of down and out ever since First Strike. They haven't really found their stride. They still have yet to take a map off of Vision Strikers after that 0-2 loss to knock them down here. Whereas NUTURN has been the most consistent team as far as putting up numbers against Vision Strikers, taking maps off of them. Helping deliver one of those draws that they experienced during the Challengers weeks, then coming in here again, taking a map off of them, just to fall down into the lower bracket. But they had the tough draw. They have to go up against Vision Strikers first. But now they might get the shift to the other side of the bracket and try their luck against Muyaho, which is still going to be a very tough opponent for them. But this, for me, is more about TNL and whether or not they can really level up their performance. We saw them just a few days ago. It was rough tidings at the beginning. Took a little while for them to kind of get in the groove. Xe wasn't really popping off until later in the maps, and then by that point, the damage was done.
Well, and for me, I need to see a little bit more out of TS as well. He's been fantastic at times, typically playing Jet, but again, sometimes he'll kind of, recently he's been roaming around to different stuff, right? He used to be a Jet player, right? Now he's now they're kind of changing it up, is TNL. But with Ritzy coming in, he seems to be kind of bringing a little bit of a boost to this team, but is it enough to get over NUTURN is really like the big question I have rolling around in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, Ritzy, when he's on the Omen, he looks very good. He's very consistent. He's a great lurker. The guy can frag. The problem that we saw from him in the series versus Vision Strikers, the last one that they played, was that his Sage, there's a lot to be to be improved upon when it comes down to his Sage play. So going to another map like Split or potentially Icebox or whatever, if he's going to be the one running the Sage, might not go so well because he didn't show us too much with that pick. Had bottomed out on his team, barely able to pick up any kills whatsoever, and just was consistently dying very early on. The other side, NUTURN, they have a fantastic Omen player in Perry. This was one of the first Omens that really stood out to us, aside from Glow, when we got started all the way back in the open qualifiers, before Challengers 1 had even begun. This guy is just a phenomenal lurker.
Yeah, he's one of the best in the business, no doubt about it. Right up there, with Glow, as I say, one of the smarter Omens we have around here, and then you're really keeping your eyes on Allow, Suggest, and Lakia to get it done with the frags. I mean, particularly Allow and Suggest are pretty cracked. That duo really has been performing very well here coming into this, averaging 1.3 kills per death between the two of them. Each of them is averaging at least that, so that's really incredible. Lakia has been quite good. He's their Sova guy, so actually, we have I want to point this out. We have two really good Sova players.
Oh, yeah.
In this. Echo has been playing great, and so has Lakia. So I'm really curious to kind of watch those guys, watch the differences in their play styles. But right now, actually, even though Xe is up here on your screen, and he has been phenomenal, he's a human highlight reel, Echo's here in Masters, Echo's actually outperforming him in terms of kills per deaths. Just barely.
I mean, Echo, he got a big boon in that series versus Vision Strikers, where everybody else was being extremely inconsistent. It was actually Echo who was very much the hard carry for them in a lot of those moments. It's absolutely worth highlighting him, giving him that shout out, and hopefully he can have as strong of a performance today, if not, an even stronger one. Xe, taking a look at him coming into this Masters, 34% headshot is just nuts from this guy. Suggest, right up there with the 27%, but 34%, damn good from Xe. Those are the numbers that we expect to have put up from him.
I don't even know how that's real. I just that's in clutch percentage, 11%, by the way, is extremely good. Anything over 10% with a clutch percentage over time is really darn good.
Across the duration of this tournament, and then having to play against Vision Strikers as well, even though that number might feel a little bit lower, obviously it's going to be not quite padded, but reverse padded. It's going to be knocked down a little bit because you have to play against Vision Strikers who don't really give anybody an opportunity to clutch. But against weaker teams, Xe, that number you can kind of anticipate that to be around probably 33% in a random game.
But when you get into the later stages of Valorant here in Korea, typically the best you're seeing is around 6, 7, 8% with those clutch percentages. It's so hard because, like you mentioned, the good teams don't even give you the breathing room to perform those clutches. And I think
going into that series versus TNL, I think RB might have been our featured player that we had, and I think his was literally 50%.
That's insane.
I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong about it, but I remember somebody had 50%, and I'm pretty sure it was RB. But yeah, to coin flip, be able to clutch around for your squad is
I think you're
really,
right.
really nuts.
I think that's true.
But across the board, again, much like we saw in the first series, everybody going with NUTURN. They have been consistently putting up numbers, and they are making an incredibly strong argument for second place team in Korea. I think it's either NUTURN or Muyaho. I think that Damwon Kia has a bit more work to do before they can kind of, earn their way back up into that spot. Previously, I had said maybe Ang Dark Horse is the only team that can take down Vision Strikers. That was back during first strike. Everybody else has very much leveled up their performance by now, and it's NUTURN is very much making an argument to be that number 2 slot.
Well, they, the old C9 squad, so they're really, really good as NUTURN. They're like, top to bottom, a very solid team. They play a little bit similar to Vision Strikers, where they're not typically super aggressive. They change up their pace and their style quite often, but unlike Vision Strikers, they got to figure out Icebox. Everybody else needs to figure out Icebox. Like, this is something that, besides TNL is trying to, right? We've seen this, but like, you have to be able to do something about this, because it just opens up, it makes Vision Strikers even more difficult to beat than they have been.
Okay, well, NUTURN, they know that TNL is going to find some comfort on Icebox, so they will go ahead and ban that away. That does bring out Haven, so, of course, TNL very much sharing their map favorites overall with Vision Strikers, maybe Sand Split, which will arrive if we get to go to a game number 3. But Haven will kick us off, then we'll move into Ascent, and then we'll settle it all. And we know that NUTURN is incredibly good when it comes down to Ascent. We've seen it time and time again from their overtime versus Vision Strikers way back during the first qualifier on that map. All the way up until this most recent performance versus Vision Strikers. They didn't get to take us into OT. They only racked up 9-round wins, but I think that was more so on Vision Strikers having improved their performances there.
Well, it's this is the scary thing. It's like Vision Strikers is just getting better, and that's like crazy to think about. The fact that team is actually getting better is just insane with how good they've been. But let's take a look at what we're going to see for our agent lineups here on Haven. TNL, Ritzy on Omen, Xe on Raze, Echo on Sova, TS on Jet, Godlike on Breach. Stock standard for TNL. This is their lineup 100%. This is what they like to do. Over to NUTURN. Okay, you're trolling us with Yoru. We know it. Maybe not, but probably. Allow.
What a bold move that would be to bring that out right now.
Suggest on Sky. Yeah, we're seeing the Sky. Potentially no.
Okay.
We were being trolled again.
Yeah, so we'll just be the Sova. Don't want to give that one away. I mean, if you were going to swap anybody out for the Yoru, it definitely wouldn't be your Sova players. Just way too important. But nothing too shocking across the board. Basically everything that we would expect.
Yep, the exact same lineups. This is Korean Valorant right here in a nutshell. Like, almost the exact same the exact same lineups in this case. It is the exact same lineups, but typically they're pretty similar. And yeah, Jets, Breaches, they love the Breaches. Omens are always used on pretty much every map for the most part. Not always, but a lot of the time. Sova's great. Again, 2 really good Sova players. Really keep your eyes on how these guys utilize their arrows, how they position themselves. Really, really smart, really important parts of these teams' success.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and kick off this last series of the evening. Get into map number 1. We are headed to Haven. Everything to play for now. As we take a look, NUTURN, 86% win rate on Haven. A very fantastic number for them. TNL first on the attack. Let's see how they fare. Cloudburst off the bat, blocking off long axis in case somebody's looking there. Try to fake down into short. In the meantime, hello, finds 2 with the aggressive double push out from B. Suggest trying to hold it down here at the door. Does barely manage to avoid a lot of these shots. Follows up for a second kill, and oh my god, it's the fastest round that we have seen in quite some time. Just about as fast as the ending of that split series versus TNL, with Vision Strikers, where RB killed 4.
Yep, that just
that was
press reset.
Rapid.
Yeah, that was one of the fastest matches I've seen. I don't even know. Did we even have time to make replays out of that? Like,
no.
Can we even get any? Because that was so darn fast. That's what happens sometimes on pistol rounds. I mean, somebody just starts landing shots with those ghosts. You just find the dinks with the with the Ghost, and then it's all over. All right, they're going to try for B this time. They're on with the Eco, our TNL, so they're going to rush into B.
Dart into the back, will spot one. Lakia still playing around there. Quite a lot of damage going through onto TS. He'll fall down 25. They're currently in onto the spike. They are defusing this. That's going to be the nades coming out. They force it to half. Lakia barely manages to get away with 40 HP remaining. Shock darts now going to be used as the smokes dissipate. They hold the crossfire. Ritzy finding one. Exi with the Sheriff finds another. Ritzy trying to get the headshot here onto Allow. Will take him down to the end. 2 members left, but Ritzy still lurking in from behind. 40 HP versus Suggest 75. Pushing into the smoke, and Ritzy comes out on top. 4 kills in the round, and TNL will go ahead and tie us up already.
Yeah, you gotta be pretty ready for that. 2 rapid fire rounds here to start things off. Not what you would expect with these 2 teams. Usually they're pretty disciplined, pretty mild mannered in their pace. But you have to here as TNL, you have to expect from the fact that they didn't win that last round. It went over pretty quick. And for NUTURN, you got to be ready for that, quick push, that push into B. And they kind of are. I mean, Perry does a good job there dodging a shock dart, actually. A really good kind of game sense being ready for the fact that they're going to throw more utility at that spike. But came down to a 1v1, and what a play there from Ritzy to start.
Yeah, wasn't ready for Ritzy to be that far forward through the smoke. Thought he was going to catch him on the far side of it and be able to get that kill. Did have a brief little pause, but the countdown's beginning again, so we should be going straight back into the action. This is where we can kind of anticipate that things should slow down a little bit.
You think so?
Yeah, will be the rifles coming through for both teams. I mean, effectively, this is a replay of the first round, as we just take another look back since it was so fast. Very much a blink and you miss it.
It's a flawless even. Jeez.
It was a very nice pickup from them, but seems like we do have the timer paused yet again, so maybe we're not ready to go back in yet. So apologies for the lie.
You're just a liar, man.
I know. Sorry to disappoint. Seems like TNL may be having some issues over on their side as they look to fix things.
You know what else I realized during the break? So I was thinking about this. Not only do we have Achilleos, paper thin, ending life, but I could also swap you out. You're worthless in this equation, right?
So
I could put
Artosis
Artosis.
instead.
Yeah. I don't even need you for my ape team.
Well, too bad. He's got a clause in his contract that he will cast no days with paper thin. So
he specifically set it up because he's like, oh god,
I get to play with everybody else.
You're stuck with me, buddy. Sucker.
But yeah,
you got baited into that pretty hard.
Well, it is what it is. I think I can survive.
You'll be all right. All right.
As long as we just, as long as the pauses don't come in, as long as we had.
Well,
2
then
days
we're
ago.
really screwed.
Yeah, with me and Tasteless, because that was what a whale of a time we had. Talking.
What did
through.
you guys? Yeah, what did you guys talk about? I fast forwarded through
everything and anything just about when you get down to 30
You're like,
30
what
plus
did you have
minutes.
for breakfast this morning? Well, I had sausage and eggs.
What was the longest and most stupid pause that you've ever been through? Things like that. Which I think I take the cake when it comes down to most casters' experience.
What's
pauses.
the best book you've ever read? I don't know.
That's actually really tough.
That's tough. I know. Like those questions, like what's your favorite movie? What's the best TV show? Those are always really hard to answer.
For me, the movie's easy, but
what?
Book is very difficult.
No, wait. Okay, so just so everybody at home knows, Achilleos loves movies, like more than your average human being.
I used to have my top 14 like ironclad locked in.
So you had like a list.
Yeah,
that's fine. I do that sometimes.
But that's gotten shaken up a little bit. But I think my top 4 is pretty.
But you don't even have to like think about it. You have a favorite movie and you're just like bang, that's it.
Well, there's 2 tied for the top. It's Shaun of the Dead, Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, okay.
So
those are very different movies.
Oh, they're very different. But that's first and second place, basically tied and interchangeable. After that, it would be Return of the King.
Oh, that's fair. Those are great movies.
And then probably Citizen Kane. And after that, it starts getting a little blurry.
I've never seen Citizen. I've been meaning to watch Citizen Kane. Never seen it.
Man,
I'm not like a huge movie guy though.
It's one of those things where like if you're the kind of person who thinks that you can't watch like an old movie because it looks dated or whatever, that kind of thing. then it's definitely not for you. But if you
I don't
can
care
just,
about that.
Yeah, if you can just appreciate how good a movie is for how it's made and the time that it took place in, then it is fascinating to watch. It's so good. It invented a lot of different techniques that are still used today. I mean, the way that it was made is just it's a beautiful movie. The matte paintings that were used in it were great, and the whole story around it is phenomenal. Which is why there's so many movies made about the making of Citizen Kane.
Yeah,
Like most recently we had Mank, which was
It's
made
like
by
Rosebud, right?
David Fincher.
Ah.
I think there was one like that. There's RKO. I forget the exact name of the studio number that they filmed it in. But there's one there that has Liv Schreiber and a bunch of other people in it.
Liv Schreiber. Oh.
Where John Malkovich plays Mankiewicz.
See what I did here, chat? I just got Achilleos talking about movies. I didn't have to say anything that whole
And
time.
we're through the pause.
Boom.
Just like that.
Nailed it.
Easy clap. But here we go. An aggressive push forward up a lobby right now for multiple members, but TS is holding the angle. Gets the headshot here with the Vandal. Is he going to be ready for 3 more people is kind of the question, though. He'll throw out the Cloud Burst. Shouldn't have any information about Solo being pushed up onto this left side, but there's another one. They will go ahead, double peek. They find the kill, but that's a 2-for-1. So if you're TNL, you're still going to be quite happy about that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a really good start. And there's another one getting the headshot on to Solo. So for TNL, second round looking pretty good. They're going to push it into B again. Look to try to get the spike down. And they're going to be planting it. Owl Drone out as well to check out the mid window, see if anybody's going to be lurking, coming from behind, as they know. And there's Perry over on the other side. He loves to do that kind of thing, but he hasn't gotten all the way over there yet. And it's going to be Allow, first one up to try to do something about this. I think he should be pretty patient.
He has so many angles to clear right now.
Right.
One lurking in the back. Clear on the side. Does manage to find Ritzy. One in the cubby, one close. Finds the close one. 3 kills for Allow before getting taken out. Now it's a 1v2 attempt for Perry, who is lurking way into the back, looking to try to catch some exits.
Yeah, I know it's a 4v2 there, and that's really, really tough. Perry just never felt comfortable to get up there. At least they got 2 kills out of that. Might get another exit. Can he get another?
Oh, he can. All right, so that is about as good as it gets with still losing the round. So TNL will pick up the round victory, but all the guns out of their hands as Perry holds on to his own. So it's a feels bad, but you feel less bad, you know?
Yeah, well, I get what Perry's doing. I was a little bit kind of like hemming and hawing about it. I was like, well, Lau's in there. He just got a double. If he's like coming at the same time, maybe they can actually win that round. But at the end of the day, that like feels like a win. Like, that's the worst part. Even though TNL actually wins the round, you come out of that one and you're like, did we win?
Perry getting everybody, it's like getting a lollipop when you get a shot at the doctor when you're a kid. It hurts, it sucks, you hate it, you don't want to do it again, but you get the lollipop.
But you got the lollipop.
So there's that.
That's fair. That's a really good analogy.
So he gets himself the lolly, but he's going to be hoping that he just doesn't need to get any more vaccinations after that.
I'll take all the vaccinations right now.
That's
just
true.
Inject them into me.
Waiting now. TS again holding this angle. Trying to see if anybody's going to get saucy and push up through that A-long yet again. Perry this time will be the first one to fall. Bulldog out from Exy. Going with a budget rifle. Does manage. Find a nice kill. So Jess will recover the weapon. Nade bounce off the side. Allow. Mows him down with the knives. Spots one. Gets a tag into the rear there of Godlike. Chunking him to half HP.
It's a great setup off of that paint shells for Allow. He knows pretty much where they have to be. They're either going to have to back up or push forward into the left because of where the paint shells are going to land on the right. That's really well done.
It's a really tight-knit spot here from Solo. The Cloudburst comes out just to potentially fake it at long. He'll start advancing forward, though, as TS gets himself set up top, but doesn't check the left angle first. So Jess will manage to find 2, as it's now Echo on as lonesome, and Allow hounds him down, finds another triple here in the round, and NUTURN will swing this back into their favor, 2-2.
Yep, great job. It was a nice opening pick, but reacting so quickly to that is NUTURN with Allow and Suggest. And again, just a great setup there. Suggest throws the paint shells, Allow pushes up with the Blade Storm, gets the double. You know, again, you know that they're going to have to do one of 2 things in that spot. Either push back or push forward to, you know, your left if you're Allow. And it's he's right and ready for it. Great play, great setup, great finish as well. Through that wall, getting a couple nice wall bangs for Suggest. That's why we talked about Suggest as one of these players you gotta watch for NUTURN.
Double fault line exchange as Allow gets himself parked up on top of the box. Will drop back. As the flashpoints from the fly, Solo pulls away before taking any damage, and Lau is holding the angle. Gets rid of TS. Now the push out comes through. Rocket from Xe will eliminate one, but he is all on its lonesome with a Sheriff. Finds an extra kill on the back end, but 3 members strong. NUTURN will get themselves a 3rd round. 3-2 now the score.
Yeah, that's bad news when Solo is able to get away from that because he sees everybody down there. He can relay that information, and he's breached, so he can make things harder to push up through that narrow angle once he recovers from the flash himself. That's a tough one there for TNL. They tried to make a fast rush, just didn't pay off. It got scouted out really well here, and you can see, look at how they're blinded. They're all coming in. They have no idea where anybody is when they push through that door. There's crossfires everywhere for NUTURN. Really well done by Solo.
Allow going to be looking out the garage doors here for a pick. 2 members to potentially choose from. Shots come out. He's not ready for the lineup, so does go ahead and pull back. Showing a bit of respect, but they get the confirmation that there's going to be an operator on this defense, and now have to really think about playing around Allow. Lakia, for now, just going to be holding things down over at A long. Is the only one here at the moment. Suggest getting an inkling of an idea that maybe they were going to be creeping, forward towards garage, maybe go for the C long play, but given that they haven't seen anything, he will rotate back over. Meanwhile, Solo gets himself well in behind the team and could absolutely catch them off guard. Perry starting to check behind, or Ritzy rather starting to check behind, but it's actually going to be Echo, who does manage to get that kill. But Jess with a rocket managed to find one. Lakia will take out another 2. 3v2 the advantage as the spike is not yet down, and Lakia, caught in hell with the paranoia ticking, does fall.
So the rotate was already on for the other members of NUTURN when the push was happening for TNL. So NUTURN recognized this really well. Lakia doing a great job picking up 2, giving this, giving them a pretty good chance to have this even fight. Allow goes right into heaven with that operator, as you would expect. Perry's going to try to come through a link, and let's see what he's got. He's got a paranoia. He's got a chance.
Just waiting. Lob that dark cover. Cutting off short access. Shots coming through. Here's that there's one in the corner, but Echo manages to strike him down. Allow pushing forward. Will drop that operator down to the ground. Knows that they're not going to be taking it for themselves, but just didn't really have a way of reliably getting out to try and save. So we continue to just trade back and forth.
Yeah, it's good recognition by NUTURN to move into position quickly, but it's better execution from TNL. This time, Solo, as good as this play was in the last round, this round gets picked out pretty early. Can't really be there to kind of buy time to cause chaos to disrupt what TNL wants to do. Even Lakia playing really good, but a great paranoia from Ritzy. Catches him underneath help, and that falls. That's the rest of the round from there. Trying to peek out, from that smoke, but that paranoia comes through, but he doesn't really play off of it very quickly from Perry's paranoia. He just kind of tries to come around the corner, gets smoked, and he can just wait for him to come out of there.
Well, slowing things down considerably now. Both teams at a pretty critical juncture as far as the economy is concerned, given how swingy this has been. Everybody having rifles at the moment. So, do not want to lose out on this round, or else you're going to be offset, and that's going to let the team start to break away.
Well, TS, see if he can catch Solo peeking out there. And fault line's going to catch the drone. Here goes TS starting to poke out. He's going to see the side of Solo. Solo doesn't like what he's got, doesn't like the angle, going to back up into the site. The rest of TNL moving back towards garage and C, and talk about it a lot. An important part of taking C, if you can get through garage and control it, you really give yourself a good chance to lock the site down.
Yeah, Boombot to B, flashpoint into the garage. They all start rushing in. Suggest on the corner, trying to spray through the smoke, but doesn't get the hit here on the TS. Ritzy mows down 2. Still very much alive and in the fight now, as it's just Solo left to his own devices. Spike planted. Gets around well into the back, but says, nope, don't want anything to do with that.
Nope.
We'll just kind of hang back here in the spawn.
Yeah, just go for exits. There's no other point. Your team got pretty well handled there. And again, they pushed through a couple different angles. Suggest never really able to get a grip on his gun and find any shots. And that's a big part of that. If he had been able to get 1 or 2 in there, that'd been pretty good. But it's a good proper jet play from TS there. You know, smoke's right on top of the spike site. Tailwind's right into it. It makes it hard for Suggest to line up those shots even. You've got the entry. You've revealed the location of Suggest in a way because of his shooting. Excellent execution by TNL.
Yep, very well done to go ahead and give themselves a minor little lead so far. 2 rounds in a row. It's going to set themselves up quite nicely as far as the cash is concerned. NUTURN, looks like we might have a pause coming up as Solo's hand raises into the air. And that will be the case. Headset's off, so seems like there's going to be some sort of minor issue to get taken care of. So, you know, what else you want to know about movies? Screw it.
I'm good. we did that.
I have nothing else, Paper
I know.
It's the only thing I can talk about.
You do really love the movies, man. Yeah, I'm really curious how NUTURN's gonna turn this around. Seems like, yeah, there's some kind of issue. I'm not sure what's going on, but we'll get it started here pretty soon. I'm sure.
He's got the earbuds back in, and he's getting ready to throw on his you know, helicopter pilot's helmet. Or headset, I should say.
Oh, God, it does look like that. I was trying to figure out what it looked like, and you're right, the helicopter.
I think, I forget who was the one of the first ones to start using that. I think it actually might have been contenders for Overwatch. We started using these headsets to just block out the noise.
Yeah, you'd think if they work in a helicopter, they probably work pretty well in an esports stadium.
Yeah, I mean, those that's what they are. They are straight up, like, military or pilot use headsets to just cancel noise.
That makes a lot of sense.
So especially, you know, in a post-COVID era, whenever we can get there, and you have, you know, a screaming audience in front of you, helps a lot.
Yeah, we don't have a screaming audience today, unfortunately.
Not yet, but
Not
hopefully
yet.
soon.
Not yet.
Just, you know, it's on the horizon. Vaccinations rolling out.
That's right. We're getting there.
We got to get our jabs pretty soon, hopefully.
Hopefully. Like I said, give it to me, baby.
Yep. Right into the vein.
There's no hesitation. No hesitation.
Well, I guess you don't put a vaccination directly into your vein.
No.
Stick it in the arm.
In the arm. Yeah.
But all right, the timer's moving yet again, so we can carry on.
Yeah. Let's go, baby.
Okay, NUTURN. I mean, okay, so enough to buy again, but I mean, team credits. Look at the difference here. Just over 3K for them, 15,000 for the side of TNL. So with these last few round victories, have absolutely set themselves up for the future.
Yeah.
So NUTURN, if they can swing this, kind of need to win, you know, 2 more in a row to be able to start offsetting any of that economy. Allow not quite ready for their feet to come pushing forward. So it doesn't have the angle, but on the re-peek will find Exy. Does get stunned up, but Lakia finds another kill. So suddenly advantage very much to the side of NUTURN as Ritzy tries his damnedest to equalize. Finds one, the drop down, Suggest is ready for it, gets him in the scope. And Echo is the last one left alive, rotating the spike back through a lobby.
Yeah, Allow gets the early spot this time, even though he doesn't land any shots, backs up pretty quickly, keeps himself alive, puts himself right in that corner, and all of a sudden, it's a huge crossfire setup for NUTURN on this, but Echo still has a spike, still has a dream. Gonna head all the way over to C. He's got to be careful about it, of course. He doesn't know for sure if anybody's left A yet, and nobody has. They're just completely...
Which is very shocking.
It is.
I mean, this is them, you know, trying to call like maybe a double bluff. He's gonna peek out towards spawn, but the timing is a little bit lost on him. Slow down as the wall comes through from Solo. You'd think that they would want to send somebody else, but he will call it out. Yep, Spike's being planted, gets the spot on him, holds. Doesn't go for the shot yet. I like the patience here from Solos, trying to get the jump on him. Opens up. Just a little bit of damage. Goes in for the tag, and Echo, really great one-tap. He pushes around the corner. Shock Dart's now out over the top. Hunter's Fury is available, but Allow will get the kill, and NUTURN will get the defuse.
Tied up, 4-4. Now you better believe this one's going to be a back and forth on this map. This is it. You know, both of these teams are really good at this map. They both really like this map. You'll hear them talk a lot about a lot of the older, quote-unquote, Vision Strikers, or not the Vision Strikers, but the Valorant. I'm like, there's only one team in Korea. It's Vision Strikers. No. There's plenty of really good teams here in Korea. The older Korean Valorant teams really like Haven. Like, you talk to all the ones who've been kind of playing since the get-go.
Yeah.
They all love Haven. They all love it. I don't blame them. It's a great map. I was skeptical at first, but now I'm a believer. I've been converted.
I've been preaching it since day one.
You converted me.
Best map in the game. One of the best maps to watch the pros play on, especially when it's two squads that are, just so very well practiced on it. Take a look at the replays here while we do have another pause. So, hopefully, guys, we will have it all taken care of soon so we can carry on. But maybe, just maybe, I'm cursed.
You are.
It could happen.
Solo. You cursed him.
For those who know, Wolf, from whether it's from the LCK, from Overwatch, from StarCraft, etc., he and I have always kind of been cursed with getting pauses and very long series. So
yeah,
maybe it's just carried on through me. Maybe I'm the problem.
What can we do to uncurse you? Like what kind of like voodoo do we have to do? Like do I need to make like a Seth doll
an
like
exorcism?
So how?
We need a cross, some holy water, and a priest.
But we gotta find something because it's Wolf's curse. I think that's carried over to you. Like
maybe
I'm gonna just blame Wolf for this. So let's.
Maybe we need a. Okay, well, we can get a Korean shaman instead.
Yeah. But
and
like
do one of those rituals.
But what do we need, like, to get rid of the Wolf curse? I mean, he's the budae guy, right? Which is a soup that's popular here in Korea, but he's well known for it. What's the opposite of that?
The opposite of budae?
Yeah.
Good food? I'm just kidding. I actually really love budae. I just love to give I just love to give Wolf some trouble over it from time to time, but
that was
I don't know.
Well
I mean it's translated to military stew, so
Yeah. It's like an army camp stew. So people don't know that the history behind this dish is that during the Korean War, like things were kind of rough, of course. It's a war.
Yeah.
So what the Korean people would do is they would make soups and other things out of the
literally
food
everything that you
from the
have.
military camps of the other armies and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's Spam and hot dogs and
instant ramen
ramen,
noodles, just kind of in a spicy broth, green onion,
it's delicious.
ground beef, baked beans, basically anything that they could get. A lot of stuff was, kind of like non-perishable goods or came in a can. And they
friggin'
threw it all
delicious.
together, and it's stuck around through all these years, and it is very, very tasty. I just, I like to just throw some shade at Wolf every now and then.
We all do.
But yeah, as far as what the inverse of that is, I really don't. know.
I don't have anything.
My brain's not
something
quite functioning.
fresh, like some fresh good food. There's actually kimchi in it.
Something
so
that's made only with extremely perishable foods, I guess. So like a himmeltong or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Something with
there you go.
seafood.
Oh yeah.
So maybe that would be the inverse, but I don't know. All I do know is that we're still in a pause.
We are paused.
We are paused.
We wait again, and you can blame this guy. He's already accepted it.
It is what it is. Sorry,
Yeah.
guys.
okay.
I have to, I apologized to Tasteless the other night after everything that we had.
You don't ever apologize.
And
Dan.
it just seems like I'm keeping it coming.
You don't have to apologize to Tasteless. He doesn't deserve that.
He's been working long enough. He can survive through a couple more pauses. His career's only spanned over a decade.
Yeah,
so, I think that he's going to be well versed enough to get through those, and can definitely just kind of suck it up.
He's much more entertaining than us. That's for sure.
The guy, his mind just for on the spot comedy is incredible.
He's one of the funniest people.
Tasteless would have been killer on Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Truth.
If he wasn't a teenager when that show was on TV.
Also truth.
But and then they did they kind of like redid it.
Yeah, what was that?
Bad is what it was.
There you go.
I tried watching some of it, some of the YouTube clips. I was just like, the feeling's just not there. Not having Drew Carey.
Yeah.
Like, come on, they couldn't outbid The Price Is Right to get Drew Carey back.
The Price Is
For
Right
Whose
is
Line
a
Is
lot
It
of
Anyway?
money, actually.
They do, but come on. He's iconic with that show. Just pay a little bit more.
It's in the name of the show, dude. They're called The Price Is Right, of course.
All they had to do was +1 him, and then they would have had it. Just go $1 higher.
$1 higher.
All
That's
right,
a really
seems
good
like we are back in. Let's keep our fingers and toes crossed. Then we continue onward.
You can cross your toes?
Yeah.
Are you a mutant?
No, I'm a normal human being.
You sure?
I guess I'll have to consult a specialist just to make sure, but at least as far as I know,
all right. Well,
throughout my 28 years of existence,
Good job.
I believe that I'm a normal human being.
you never know.
It could be up for debate.
Yeah, you might be an alien.
Well, waiting now as the pace continues to slow down, given that we are tied up 4-4.
A lot of ults available for NUTURN, so they're in a good spot for the retakes. As is on the defender side, especially when you have a Sova and a breach. You got a lot of ability to control the site, kind of dictate where the defenders are going to be and how they're going to be when you get there.
Do they get a site? No, they do not. Okay, don't spot. So, oh, now they do. All right, drone lasts long enough, so they see that Solo's pushed up, so he will go ahead and pull back. Holds out, throws the fault line just in case they were trying to counter push onto him. Instead, it might just be another hit onto the B side. This is something that TNL were kind of showing us a few days ago.
NUTURN's had a tough time dealing with it.
So they have. TS taking a couple taps here, but suggests take some damage in response. Lakia instantly cuts through the backside of B, but Godlike is waiting for him. A great peek out from the front. Spike needs to get planted rather soon here. They will start it. That's going to be the tailwind forward. Allow. Throwing out the knives. Will drop the spike to the ground. They started up yet again, but here comes the Rolling Thunder. It's going to interrupt it. They don't have the time, but the kill comes in before that happens. And TNL will take it away.
TS got all the way into C alley. I mean, he was deep in the back lines, and that caused such a problem there. The great crossfire. On the attacker side, usually you're talking about like after the attackers have put the spike down and they're setting up the crossfires. No, he was coming in from C alley there.
No.
It's happening.
I see the wide shot, and I know what that means. Oh, dear.
It means it means they have to listen to us again, talk about things that aren't games.
No. I mean, we could talk about other games.
We could.
I mean, there's not much to talk about right now as far as this game is concerned, because it's been so swingy. But, yeah, for those who might not have kind of broken that down, we'll hopefully have it in the replay. But
who won that round?
Yeah, so you're getting ready to see. I mean, the Rolling Thunder comes through, but Echo has the great just setup here to mow him down. So even with the interruption on the spike plant, he dies. So kind of poor decision to be pushed into the garage hall. When throwing the Rolling Thunder, could have played back, closer to the doors. Rolling Thunder would still cut across, but was just going for that snap reaction. It was a good play. You could just kind of nitpick the positioning there. But had he not died, that would have been the round going to NUTURN. But unfortunately, is not the case for them. So TNL, they barely take a lead. That's 5-4.
A little bit of bop it there, get him in, knock him up in the air, and then pull him out.
Has there been I'm curious, has there been like a new iteration of Bop It? When was the last time that Bop It made one? Because they had the original, which was what? Pull it, bop it, twist it.
Yeah.
And then you had the 4-pronged one with the bop it in the middle. You had to like flick it, and I don't know what the other ones were.
This sounds like a bad drinking game.
Oh, that sounds terrible to try to figure out how to bop it under the influence. That would be.
I don't think anybody's come up with any. Like, I'm missing all these like cool, stupid like toys from the '90s that we had.
Yeah.
Like the one where you had like a thing you put around your ankle and you spun it around and you like jumped. Like, it was like a half jump rope.
It's like an ankle hoop or whatever.
Half hula hoop.
Yeah,
that thing was sick.
You jump over top of those. I forget what those were called. We had moon shoes.
Moon shoes, bro. Y'all are missing out.
I'm trying to think of what else is just sitting, getting dusty.
Like the Nickelodeon toys, like.
There's a lot of that stuff. Did you know
Gak or whatever it was?
Yeah, Gak. Yeah. Do you know that I actually have been slimed?
Like on TV?
Not on TV, but there was a Nickelodeon convention that came to Atlantic City when I was a kid.
Oh, really?
And they had there was a bunch of like NBA casters that were there. I met like Allen Iverson or something, and I have an autographed basketball somewhere in my house from him. And then they had a thing, and you got to get slimed.
Really?
And I got slimed when I was like 6 years old.
How was it? Pretty disgusting?
Don't get it in your mouth. It tastes weird. But otherwise, it was a neat experience, and I look back on it fondly because I was like, that was the thing. You used to watch people get slimed.
Yeah.
Like, live in the studio
I was
down
all
Orlando,
into it.
Florida.
I thought it was cool as hell.
And you're just like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
And then, boom, it happened to me in New Jersey of all places. But yeah, that was a thing that happened. Nickelodeon used to exist, and they still exist, but they used to have good cartoons.
I wonder how much it would take me to how much money it would take me to convince like a freak of TV to like let me slime you on air. Like just I mean the problem is the headset costs like more than just about anything else that's in this room.
This headset is quite expensive.
Other than
so
the camera.
maybe let's not ruin that. You don't want to ruin this nice suit.
No, that's true. I don't want to make the makeup girls upset. They're very nice.
Because then somebody else has to clean it. Like
yeah, I see this.
Maybe
is the whole
if
problem.
you volunteer to have it,
I'm not going to
cleaned.
do that. That's not. There isn't enough money in the world that makes that worth it. I don't.
Yeah, we'd also have to find the formula to put whatever the hell the slime was made out of.
There's all these there's all these like YouTube videos like now where it like teaches you how to make like different variations of it. And it's like cornstarch and like other stuff. I don't remember, but it's not the same. Obviously, like the Nickelodeon stuff has its own unique. Like it had a lot of viscosity to it.
Yeah, a little plutonium to give it that radioactive green glow.
Yeah. That's good for you.
Maybe that's why I can cross my toes. It's because of the radioactiveness. I've mutated slightly. There you go. We figured it out.
There it is. You're not an alien. You're a mutant.
All right. Well, hopefully we're back into the game for an extended period of time rather than just a single round as we go in. Forward hold at the moment. Judge there for solo, but we'll decide to pull out of short. Just trading places here with allow.
Well, round and then another break. I mean, you know, that seems to be the pace of the game right now. And this has really slowed things up. I mean, the players. I mean, okay. To be fair, these two teams play slow. This is pretty normal. What you're seeing what we saw very early on in this was a little bit different than normal. But it was the pistol round, the follow-ups. You can take that as you will. Like any team is going to try that stuff, particularly on an eco round. Like you want to. Oftentimes you'll see teams try to rush on an eco just because you want to get into those close range situations. You know, give yourself a better chance.
Yeah. Well, sent down short as Suggest goes for this forward peek. Drone comes out. He's going to go in the back of it. Manages to get two. Fantastically done from Suggest. Wow. And that's going to increase the pace now. Flashpoint into the back here. Lakia mowed down through the wall. Exi, well, not quite through the wall, but does manage to find the headshot before he can get behind cover. Jumping out now, Exi with another blast pack. Does he spot him? Yes, he does. Parry eliminated. And just like that, TNL having favorable numbers, but just like that, Allow gets 3 from Long C. And NUTURN, they pick up the round win.
Huge move by Allow, puts himself in a perfect position to pick up a triple. That was a great round, a lot of good counter punches there. Suggest, I don't know how he got that second headshot. That was ridiculous. And then he gets taken out. I thought he was just done. Look how he steps out. And there's like 3 members of TNL that are behind that box. And they just can't react quite as fast as he could flick over to the side, and then that Allow finish. Oh, chef's kiss.
Yeah, huge. 16, 6, and 1. Allow very much with the lion's share of his team's kills. Despite the 5-5, you know, not that many kills, or at least not a major player here on the side of TNL. Great little right click though from TS. Finds Lakia after the jiggle peek. Just forces him down. Allow this time will not be able to come out on top. Haha, Echo says, I will outspray you no matter what. I have an Ares.
I have an Ares. You know, you're not going to imply anything off of that, Allow. I heard you guys talking about that.
That
you? Or
no, that was
Tasteless and Artosis?
Yeah, change his name to imply or demand. Well, Solo pressing forward, finds Ritzy Godlike, trying to go on a flank, will not be able to find him. It all comes down to Echo. Needs to get this shock dart in, but it's not going to be enough to kill. Suggest will just hold the stick. NUTURN will get their heads above the water. Now 6-5.
Yep, there you go. Good comeback here for NUTURN. Suggest gonna be able to have the the rocket available. Showstopper. There's the word. I'm so in banter mode where I just want to sit there and talk about whatever because we're on those tech pauses. Nope. Suggest Hunter's Fury for Lakia. The money, yeah, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good for both teams. Honestly, it's a little bit in the favor of TNL still, but NUTURN wins another one. That'll change.
I thought maybe Suggest was going to try to go a bit aggro here, given that he does have the Showstopper, but still just going to stay parked up just on the inside of the C site. Just kind of watching over towards Garage.
Yeah, so they're going to leave the spike. over by the entrance to the window there. And they're going to poke at C. There were some pings into C cubby from NUTURN. Not sure if that means they want to push through or they think somebody might have been in there potentially. Suggest just hanging out on top of the double stack at C. Got Solo around the corner there. And Xe continues to ADS down. See what's going on. Is he going to... Okay, so he is going to push up into cubby. Oh, throws the paint shells first.
Yeah, nades the back left, clears that. Still is uncertain about, obviously, the rest of the site. Whereas the spike has been safely moved up into short, so the call will come through for a full rotate. Ult to check at C long. Use their by parry, doesn't spot anybody, so
30초 남았습니다.
they'll rotate people off of C and get ready to try and cover A.
TNL needs to be a little bit faster on this. They are not going to be ready.
Flash through, the push starts to come in. Aftershock to clear the top, dash it forward. Xe getting tagged up. They're at long, but Echo manages to find Lakia to start things off, giving them the advantage. He doesn't take too much here off his HP bar. 89 still there. NUTURN looking to engineer the retake to try and keep a lead as we get ready to go into the other half. TS4 is back behind the box. Xe finds one. The rocket, oh no, falls short. Suggest didn't get it far enough forward. Misses out on those kills, but suddenly he'll start exploding forward as Ritzy looks for another. Does go down. Echo playing from C long. Trying to make this work, but Allow has the peak. That will be the defuse, and NUTURN will end it 7-5 in the half as they get ready to go on the attack.
Ooh, that was close. That was really, really close there at the end. Both Allow and Suggest are very, very low at the end of that. They are both at slivers of health, and they're just barely able to get that done. Good shock dart. Could have ended that, but they never really able to get it lined up in time is Echo. Great retake there from NUTURN. I thought that was looking really good for TNL. They get on the site cleanly, they displace Heaven, they get in, they plant, but they're just not able to control the A-Link entrance, and coming through hard is NUTURN. They just wipe the slate clean there really fast. And then, yeah, they scrape by. Just, again, only, there was 10 health left on Allow. Suggest was at, I don't even know, not much. A bullet probably would have taken him down.
Yeah, really close to getting them across the line and tying it 6-6. But that being said, TNL, they do get to swap sides now and go for the defense. So this definitely could lend itself to them taking a lead again. We'll see what happens with the pistol round, because you suspect they win the pistol round. That's just going to be basically tying us up straight up to 7-7 for the most part. Obviously, did have the swing in the second round here on this map, so it's not a surefire thing, but it could happen.
It could. Haven is kind of interesting because, yeah, it gives you that release valve into B where every once in a while, because everybody kind of puts pressure onto A and C a lot as the attacker's side, but every once in a while you can mix it up into B and take a round like that. Now, because TNL did that, I would, if, like, let's say that TNL wins this pistol round, I think it's going to be a lot harder for NUTURN to pull something like that off because, your opponent's pretty ready for it, you would think.
Well, looking like with this initial pistol round, a push forward here onto the B side. Dark cover comes out, cuts off both links. Echo just with the drone, no recon for 15 seconds. Spike will get planted, and everybody from NUTURN's going to pull back over into mid.
Okay.
It's available. Suggest just going to be waiting for the opportunity. Well, everybody else starts to creep through garage. Spike tapped to halfway. Paint shells. By a little bit of extra time. Now wrapping around from the side. They're just going to be sticking this. Nobody up front to try and interrupt it, but oh man. Nice double shock dart there from Lakia, but the cleanup is there all this.
Well, TNL got the defuse. That was in the middle of all of that. So this is what I was worried about when I was watching NUTURN. Once Suggest goes down, he sticks his head out. He does get the paint shells off, but they're able to stay in there and just hold it down. They're too slow. It's too long to go all the way through the garage, all the way back around. Xe's there to watch the cross angle from C Link, and there you go. They they held it down and take it. That's really nicely done by TNL, despite losing a lot of members.
TS still playing forward here at short. XE backing him up, boosted on top of the box. They're going to have that double crossfire coming through. Basically, try to draw the fire, but Suggest just pushes straight around the corner. Seems like XE maybe not really ready to back him up, but does manage to find the answering kill to make it a 1-for-1. Now 2-for-1. Go back over onto the side of Lau. Will eliminate Godlike, but it's just one member standing here as Lakia is trying to get the Sheriff shot. Will finally nail it. Only has 46 HP remaining, and the spike is currently dropped down in short. Shock Dart not going to find anything. Seems like he will press through long, but has to tuck in behind the corner for a second.
Well, Ritzy's just going to hang out by the dark cover. Lakia going to go for the Shock Dart. He's going to see him. Sprays a few shots. Doesn't catch any damage, really.
Bounce. Not going to get anything there with the Shock Dart. Bolt reveals one, but yeah, the double peek coming through. They're both, you know, high enough HP that the Spectre is not going to be enough to spray through them quickly enough. So does fall, and just like that, TNL trying to bring it back.
That was kind of a weird round because of the way that first round went, where so many people killed each other and the spike was, you know, planted but then diffused. That both of these teams actually had quite a bit of money, so you saw a lot of Spectres there. So even though it wasn't really, there was no real eco. It was like both of them were just kind of on anti-eco there. And able to get the best of it is TNL. Fantastic double peek at the end to lock the spike down.
Yeah, and TNL, I mean, still not, you know, full buys coming through. There's still going to be the Spectres there. Godlike opting in for full armor with the Sheriff leaves him with very little credits left. I think he's got about 300 as the Blade Storm gets popped by Allow. See if he can do anything with it. XE lurking in from behind. They get a bit of a read, but instead they just line up for XE. Takes him out. Godlike puts the Sheriff to use, and it is a very swift, very aggressive defense here from TNL.
Yeah, that caught NUTURN completely off guard coming through the doors. Nobody was expecting this. Just incredible. That's a really nice change of pace from TNL. You don't see them do stuff like that very often, where they push up that deep into mid like that. That just is a really, really excellent play. Like, those kind of change-ups are so important because now you put your opponents in a position where they have to respect stuff like that, and it means they're going to be slower. It means they're going to be watching different angles. Maybe NUTURN just rushes. I don't know.
Well, they're thinking about it, but they do get quite a lot of information here. Boombot clears short. As they start to press forward. They're not full-blown rushing in right now. As we do have Lakia lurking back into window, now making his way into mid. XE, if he decided to push around this corner, would be able to get in a position to try to spot them out, but for now, not going to happen. Ritzy, however, does fall. That's now drawing the attention of Godlike here from the A-Link. Paranoia comes through. He takes a couple shots. They're looking to push the corner to take him out. Godlike will make it a 1-for-1 exchange, which is certainly better than nothing. And look at the TP. Perry actually manages to recover in time and outguns XE. A huge whiff from the star player on the side of TNL. Meanwhile, in the meantime, the spike is planted here at A. Great distractive play coming in from NUTURN, just making sure that TNL did not know which way to look at any given moment.
It's a nice setup. It catches a lot of members crossing through the B area towards A. I mean, it was really nicely done by NUTURN. They had gotten spotted. They knew it. They held up, and they set up in a position to try to take advantage of the retake setups that TNL was likely to move through. Set yourselves up in positions, and they do a great job, especially there over in A-Link.
Perry on the lurk. Is he prepared? Nope. TS will find one, so for all of his hunting, will come home empty-handed. As we just keep things just neck and neck between these two squads.
It's crazy. I mean, 8-8, but again, this is pretty much what I expected. It definitely feels like overtime. You have to expect.
Yeah.
These two are really, really good. TS has the operator now. And other than that, everybody else just has phantoms for the most part. There is one Vandal. Suggest is using a Vandal, but for the most part, people are going to opt to go for the Phantom on this map. Just like the close range stuff. TS has the Blade Storm as well. So if things go sideways a bit with the operator, they're really being so aggressive right now as TNL. They are getting so deep into NUTURN territory.
And it's completely unpunished. I mean, oftentimes you would see, something like Perry have that Omen TP up on top of the box to cut off that mid access from C long, but they're not doing that. So instead, you just get Exy lurking all the way back like this, spotting your Echo, or your Sova, and eliminating him.
He is the NUTURN
They're so
Echo.
synonymous,
He is the NUTURN Echo, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's definitely not what you want. Just get finished off. Suggest trying to hold this angle, but speaking of Echo, pushes in. Does get the elimination here.
They're pretty deep into B, so how are they going to do this? Well, that helps. Perry gets one. There's a lot of... great crossfire from Ritzy.
Aftershock from Solo as well. Finds Godlike. Ritzy trying desperately to get this defuse off. Will not happen. Allow comes in from behind to get the final little blow. And a slight little lead now as Solo and Allow both did die to the spike explosion.
Oh, fantastic positioning from Godlike. Those are some really nice aftershocks that he's able to find there from the corner and through mid. Really, really nicely done. It was a good retake attempt. They had fanned out. TNL had really fanned out nicely across B. It's just a better defense from NUTURN this time, and a big part of that is Godlike. Or excuse me. Who am I talking about? Solo.
The other
Godlike. The other breach.
Sorry, I'll mix up the Sovas, you mix up the breaches. We
no
got it
problem.
covered.
Yeah.
Well, Blade Storm out here for TS. Looking around, doesn't spot anything. We'll just wrap back through towards the defender's side and then make his way over to B. NUTURN taking their time, playing this one out patiently. It's waiting for a potential slip up here from TNL, waiting for somebody to show their face.
It's
Taking a quick look. Wants to at least make them think that this is going to be an attempt onto the B site.
You have to respect it. It's been pressured very well by NUTURN. You can see there's a lot of eyes over onto B there, and Echo's going to see him coming through A.
Exy now resetting his position, getting over and into the A side with this heavy push coming through from short. That showstopper is available. They'll get the line of sight there. The dart goes through. Hunter's Fury comes flying, but here's TS from behind. Gets rid of Lakia. Are they prepared for him in short? No, they are not. Gets Suggest as he tries to blast pack up onto the box. Pushing forward. Perry will finally strike him down. Allow has found two over onto the site. Now it's going to be a 1v2 scenario as the From the Shadows comes out, and Perry arrives safely over at the C spike site. Will get this planted.
Yeah, another nice From the Shadows here today. Saw one earlier, and this is a great one. Gonna at least get the plant, and then give yourself a pretty decent chance. Gonna make it look like he's planting for long C. He's actually gonna head up into window, so I wouldn't be too surprised if he kind of waits and tries to punch him in the back.
Does he want to play this patiently? He's not going to go for the peek right now. He hears that they're both rotating through, so yeah, I think he wants to come in from behind once they see where the spike is planted, so he'll start creeping forward now. They're looking. They know that this very well could be in the cubby. They have nothing to try and interrupt that. Spike being defused. They pull off of it. Cannot pivot fast enough to get rid of Ritzy. So a decent little attempt there, but it does not work out in his favor. TNL will take another round.
That's a tough one there. The timing has to be so good from Perry, because once Ritzy figures out that there's nobody at long C, he starts to defuse, Ritzy's ready, looking down there, nobody pops out. So for Ritzy, that he knows, he comes right back around the box, he's very quick. The recognition there from Ritzy's really, really good. Shows you why he's a great Omen player, a very valuable player. So smart. It's the presence to just know that, hey, something's not right. Probably coming around the corner.
Operator out of garage now. Suggest, yeah, nowhere really close to getting tagged by that one, but now they know that there's an op on board. Exy looking to get saucy, but they spot him. Gun barrel's going to be coming through, so Lakia has the jump, has the information, gets the punish. That's going to have to be a reset here from Exy into the next round and maybe temper his aggression a little bit more.
Lakia, you can watch a little bit of the Masters on the TV there. up in the corner, but Solo's gonna wait and see if anyone's pushing out. So now,
that's a whiff.
that's a.
Oh wait, no,
he
it's
clipped
not.
him.
Okay.
He clipped him through the wall. While banged him there.
Yeah, UI didn't fully update it initially. I was like, oh, he didn't hit him.
It's
like,
I
he
heard
hit
the
him.
sound that it hit him, and I'm like,
So, okay, 30 HP. At least you get that. At least the wall bang does come through to soften him up.
When you can see NUTURN really respecting these flanks, these lurks that are being attempted by TNL. They were watching really intently on both the A side and the C side. Now they pushed up forward, suggest all the way up into C cubby. The rest of the team getting the information that no one's over there.
Oh, just has no idea so far. Ritzy, he doesn't check it. Solo just goes ahead, mows him down. Allow now, Bladestorm out. They get themselves the C site. Nobody there at the moment. So just lets the rocket fly. Creep forward there from Solos, trying to catch them off guard, but TS privy to this. Does manage to get the operator shot through. Does he just go? Yep, he does. I was gonna say, does he just try to wall bang through the box? Aftershock allows him
he has
to
to eat it.
Okay,
Oh, he
nope.
jumps over it.
Yep,
Smart.
updraft going to be used, so that should give them info that he is there, but he makes an explosive appearance and lines up the last one. 3 in a row for Allow, and NUTURN barely take the lead, 10-9.
Wow, that's such a good updraft. That is, the reaction and the timing is perfect on that. He waits for the last possible moment, is up in case anybody's trying to push off of it. Didn't see anybody, steps over to the side, picks up the triple with the Bladestorm. Incredible play from Allow. We got to see a good Bladestorm from TS. And now it is Allow's turn. These guys really putting on a show for us. I mean, getting the heads. You'll love to see it.
Yeah, one after the other, and the tail went forward so very aggressive. So a lot of confidence being shown there from Allow, and he backs it up the boot. Recon dart over the top into B. Not going to be able to spot too much, and the boom bot will be destroyed.
Pushing up through A. TS is already in here.
Oh, this is bad. Yeah, too many people hovering outside of A lobby. So best he could have done was maybe a 1-for-1, but Allow will just take a quick little shot there off the Sheriff.
It's really good adjustments being made by NUTURN. Look how patient they're being. They're like, all right, NUTURN, you want to keep pushing out and trying to catch us out here? Oops, Allow. Good tailwind there to get out of the way. Good cover by Solo. The follow-up, going to get the kill onto Echo.
Yeah, and with that, I mean, A, broken open as we know, just looking at the top down. Drone will move forward just to try to check as much as humanly possible, and this will cause a swing to come through from the remaining members of TNL over towards the A site. Seems like they will move the spike up through here.
Yeah, Godlike has already pressed up pretty far forward, thinking about getting the
Okay, they're
flash
backing off
point.
now.
Yeah, I think they heard that.
Dark cover. They want to make it seem like this is still going to be an attempt onto the A site. Delay the rotations, but Ritzy pressing forward does manage to find Lakia. The spike in the meantime being brought through the garage. Perry will find Godlike, and now it all comes down to the Omen and Raze for TNL. See if they can get anything done. Vandal and Spectres in hand.
You know, Exy's a nutter. We know that this guy can absolutely get it done from C-Alley. He's going to start making his way forward.
Know which way to look. Finally turns, sees the breach, but by the time he finishes him off, suggested there with the re-peek, and Perry just snaps right onto Ritzy. 11 rounds now, 2 up are NUTURN. 2 more to go to close out map number 1.
Yeah, NUTURN's really gotten a good grip on things right now. Now we need to see a change from TNL. We need to see them just kind of find a different idea. They've got the guns this time. You know, this is a big, important round for them. The economy is in the gutter. They have to turn it around right now, or else it's probably going to be a 13-9. So this one, what's going to be the difference? You got TS with the operator. He's been saving up, get a couple Vandals and other things, really stacking up heavy towards the A side. Are they going to continue to be aggressive?
To avoid that fault line, TS holding back around the corner in short. Let's see if somebody's going to be moving forward. Gets the shot onto Allow. Tail wins the hell out of there. Very nicely done.
That's a huge opening frag there for TNL. NUTURN doesn't like what they see over there. I don't blame them with the operator there. And let's send the Owl drone out. Maybe going to fake it like they're going to push A. They've been doing this a lot, sending the Owl into short A and then pushing into A. So this time, maybe making them rethink. C's pretty open. You've just got the Omen in the back, but they are rotating one over as well. The Sova making his way over.
Yeah, still 2-member presence down in short. as they start getting ready to potentially move out of garage. Dark cover comes in, blind onto Ritzy, nade to zone them back. They can now move forward, get themselves into the C site, and they'll leave Solo behind, sitting in that garage window. And the spike plant will come in. Hunter's Fury being used, spike already dropped down, won't get any hits. This doesn't get the deny that they were looking for.
They gotta watch Xe. He's coming through from spawn.
Crossfire is set up here in garage. Waiting for their moment now. Omen starting to creep in. Spots one, blast pack chucked up top. Blast pack, second one not quite gonna connect. And they just kind of walk straight into that. That is Suggest and Solo both falling with the crossfire coming through from the side. Shots out from Lakia, he will get dropped. They know that Perry's in the cubby. He's only able to find one. And that is another round win as the defuse comes through for TNL. 10-11 now, just behind by 1 round.
It's a fantastic retake. You make sure garage is busy. You buy all the time in the world for Xe to come around the side. You're coming from 3 different angles onto the side itself. That's how you draw it up on the notepad when you're getting ready for when you know you got that map out there, the X's and the O's. That's perfection from TNL, and the opening pick sets it all up with TS coming out there, finishing off Allow. It's really, really nicely done there by TNL. Again, these teams so smart, so good. Said that they needed to make a change-up. TNL comes through with a perfect one.
Well, high value on the recon. Manages to spot everybody in A lobby. Just continuing to play forward as he clears out short here. It's going to use it just to clear the right side at the top of the ramp. Aftershock to clear the corner on the site. Dark cover now coming through into heaven. It seems like this is still going to be the planned hit. Pushing through the smoke. Lakia eliminated. Godlike and Ritzy both playing the angle. Shut them down. Xe in the meantime creeping his way over from behind as a TP comes out
Fake.
from the shadows. Makes his way...
Or did he
he's
go
in
into
hell,
heaven?
I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's in hell, not in heaven. Rolling Thunders crashing across on both of these breaches. Allow finds 2, goes blind. TS takes him out from behind. Now the knives drawn. It's just Solo lurking here in short. Jump up over the top. There's the finish on the back of the paint shells. The defuse is there. TNL tie us up 11-11.
Yep. This is not surprising. They are so smart, so good. Again, they're waiting for the retakes this time. And they are just not fooled by anything. They pick up an early frag into B. There's none of that behind their back shenanigans when, you know what, something that NUTURN really likes to do when they push A is send Perry out to B to watch people crossing through A link. And this time, nobody's fooled by it. Allow tries his darn best, but yeah, he gets flashed. Actually, ADS is in a panic during that flash, and then TS gets the kill, has the Blade Storm, doesn't particularly need it, but I think he might have gotten at least 1 blade in there before Xe got the finish with the paint shell. Echo gonna grab the orb, another alt charge in. Xe has a rocket, and TS gets another opening frag.
Yeah, that's Perry gone. Xe creeping forward, but should have heard a lot of these footsteps and whatnot over here.
I think they're trying to bait him out.
TS is actually pushing forward. He wants to peek with him.
Oh, no.
Just needs to get the swing around the corner. There's one gone. The flick is there. TS finds one. The dash forward. The call comes in that the spike is there. Jump up over the top. Knives come out around the corner. Allow manages to find one. They'll see that dark cover. They'll hear the teleport. And there's the finish on the Ritzy. NUTURN 3v1, just Echo left alive. Dart, he'll pull back, doesn't want to give away his position.
God, TS, such a good moment there. With that shot, backs up, throws the smoke down, covers himself nicely from the push by Allow.
If Echo pushes out here, he can catch them on the cross. They're looking his way, manages to find one. That's going to delay a little bit. Recon won't be able to quite see them. Lots of shock up over the top. Wants to reposition now. Trying to clear that spike, but they're not playing on it right now. Both looking towards garage. Oh, Echo doesn't have the lineup. Can't get the hit in. And now has to try to defuse this against, you know, a long plant. where Allow has that Blade Storm.
He's gonna have to nail the double of his life.
Be damn impressive if he could. He's also playing against the Vandal right now. Paint shells are up, forcing Jess a little bit of damage going out. The blast pack not going to connect, and it seems like he's going to look to save this. Gun for the last round. Does manage to stay safe here for now, but NUTURN, fist bumps coming through, feeling good about it. They take one step closer to success.
All right, let's see what they can do. As great as that moment was, the beginning of that for TS, they do lose Xe in the exchange. Allow dashes in. It's a great cloud burst to protect himself from the follow-up, but then he has the operator out. He needs to switch the pistol there. As difficult as it is, he goes for the crazy play, the no-scope, isn't able to connect it. Allow not going to whiff on that second follow-up, and just a nice try by TS, but he probably should have switched to the pistol. He went for the, he went for the big play. If it had paid off, it would have been huge. Probably would have been the round.
Well, has to shoot the boom bot this time around. Let's see. Xe holds on top of the box. Flashpoint, not gonna blind him. He's a couple feet, takes a shot. Aftershock will come out in response. Wants to let that nade go. Shot coming through from TS, not gonna find the hit. Tail wins away to avoid the Hunter's Fury. So just now making his way up front. The rocket comes in. Will be a 1-for-1 as he just managed to find Godlike in all of the chaos. Spike now being rotated back out through the spawn over towards C.
Yeah, this is smart. They recognized, they knew there was at least 3 members there based on the utilities and the guns that they saw. The operator shot, the rocket. Probably, I think they saw the Sova arrows as well. So they can just back up. They know that it's overstacked, overloaded on A. Set up for C once again. And now TNL is a big one. All comes down to this match point.
4v4. The attempted retake. They push their way through into window. Spraying through, checking the side, but do they check the box? We'll just go ahead. They'll pull out of this position. Flash is used. From the shadows used. Let's go over to see. Does manage to spot out Perry. Echo finding one. Allow still trying to hold it down. Echo finds the second kill. Suddenly it's a 2v2, but there's no HP remaining on Echo. He will fall. They're in onto the spike. Lakia pressing forward, goes through the smoke to finish him off. The 13th round goes to NUTURN. They take it away, but so very close between these two squads.
Man.
Down to the wire. They barely come out on top.
That was a heck of a map to start this one off. Yeah, 13-11. Just a huge back and forth, making great adjustments on both sides. This is what you'll love to see out of these two teams. So smart, so well disciplined, so well played. So many hype moments. So many just great plays. TS and Allow really putting on a show. Xe, of course, is always fantastic. Suggest doing a pretty good job, too.
Great play there. Woo. Well, NUTURN one step closer to punching their ticket into that semi-final versus Muyaho. TNL need to respond in kind and tie us up as we get ready to head into the second map of Ascent. If they can do that, they will take us all the way to Split, but otherwise, NUTURN are well poised.
I mean, this was fantastic for TNL. They start off the second half with the pistol round win, follow up with the tough, I don't want to call it an anti-eco because they both kind of had Spectres. They both were pretty well in a position to buy in that second round because of the way things shook out. But they hold on to it, get the second round win, lose the next one, win the next one after that. So they're up. They're doing pretty good in the second half, and then NUTURN just kind of figures things out. They don't allow the lurks. They do a really good job watching the push-throughs, by TNL, and that's when they start to really snowball. They start making really good decisions, good re-rotates. They don't keep over-aggressing onto A. They fake it a little bit a few times. It's good.
Well, Allow, huge numbers, 377 combat score across that many rounds, across 24 rounds. He still manages to come up just a bit shy of 400. 32 kills with the Jet, a 2.6 KDA. Every single time this guy had the Blade Storm up, he was absolutely decimating, so a very easy MVP award from him. And this is, again, a bit concerning for TNL because Xe, while he's still going to be up at the top here for his squad, it's not nearly as impactful. It's not nearly as many, kills coming through. A lot of deaths, a lot of, overly aggressive peeking and pushing that cost him his life early on in rounds. If that doesn't happen, maybe we're looking at a different setup here. Maybe we're looking at a TNL win. That needs to get into the groove for map number 2, which is going to be coming up in just a few minutes. That will be Ascent to see if TNL can tie us up to take us into a game 3, or if NUTURN will be able to 2-0 their way into the semifinals. Don't go anywhere.